Hello, Lottie.
Hello, Karen Jane. What a
It,
delight to be with you.
oh, it's such a pleasure, Lottie. We've known each other for some years now, haven't we? In uh, online relationship and in-person relationship at
Yeah.
the retreats. And it's a great pleasure to be with you today. I know that you're in a particular healing classroom and that you are receiving gifts and choosing miracles. And it occurred to me that this might be a tremendous gift to share something of your experience, whatever you'd like to share, with those that will watch this video. So over to you and whatever you'd like to share with us.
Yes. Um, I'm absolutely going to go with guidance on this because I don't know what I'm going to say. Um, just as background, this is definitely not foreground at the moment. I was diagnosed with terminal cancer on the first day of March, actually. And at that point, I was told that I had 6 weeks to 6 months to live. And I refused all treatment. I didn't want any chemicals pumped into my body, although I have been taking pain relief. And um, I've also had one dose of radiotherapy, which was very helpful for the pain too. But that wasn't chemicals, in my view. I don't know if it is. Um, but um, yesterday, a fortnight ago, I had an MRI scan. And yesterday I got the results and a consultation. And the consultation was the cancer is progressing. It's now in the whole of my spine, which was a surprise because although I've got the pain, uh, I kind of disregard physical pain. It's easier to do with morphine, obviously, but I'm not. I'm not governed by it. I don't let it rule me. And yesterday, with it being in the whole of my spine, and now I actually saw the picture of a huge tumor in my liver. Um, but my spirits are good. So that's the background. This morning, well, yesterday, I found an email from Kieran J from you, which is I don't know how many months old, but I hadn't seen it before. And it was inviting me to do a sharing like this, recorded. And I think it was just the day before, or perhaps a couple of days before that, someone else had been egging me on to have a similar consultation with Leon Joel Russell, whom I don't know well, but I've followed him and I'm very respectful of him too. And that was beginning to happen. And in the end, it's kind of happened both on the same day. So I don't know whether the other one will come to fruition or not, but we'll stick with this for now. But there was certainly that sense that this is what Holy Spirit wants me to do. And I don't know how it will shape up, but if he's in charge, what is there to be concerned about? And I have been aware of a great reluctance to do this, and I was tracking that down. And it was about just not feeling adequate for the job. I really want to be truly helpful, but will this be truly helpful? I've been haunted by not good enough feelings all my life, and so it really came to fruition this morning. And then, as I was going deeper, and here it comes again. I just felt completely surrounded with the most ineffable love. Um, it was well, it's indescribable. That's what ineffable means, doesn't it? Yeah. And it was so deep and so real. And I desperately then wanted to go further with it, but the tears came. I don't know if it's but the tears came. It was, and the tears came. And as soon as I get to that sort of depth of feeling, the tears came. I did have a really good sob this morning. Lottie never cries, but here we go. It happened. And I let it happen, which is new for me. You know, occasionally I've had little gulps, but nothing like this morning. And I knew it was really important to stay with it. It's less now, obviously, because I've done that. I've done the staying with it and allowing it to be helpful, I hope, but helpful to me, first of all, because I don't understand what's going on. My body, I mean, what is the body anyway? It's not something to be dictating what's going on. And that's why I think the pain is less of an issue for me. I need some help. Ask me something.
I think you're doing just fine. Ah, do you have a sense that there's something about the classroom, the diagnosis, the experience that the mind has allowed this ineffable love in a way that it was resisting before? Do you have that sense that it's
Definitely,
connected?
definitely. It's one of those barriers to love which I didn't know I had, and I welcome feeling it this morning because I feel that's going to clear this barrier away, and it gives me freedom. It gives me I can put down the burdens.
Is there some, sorry,
Yes, sorry, go on.
is there something about it seems that Lottie won't be around for much longer in a worldly sense as a personal identity. So is there something about less investment in that that has allowed this other experience?
Yes, probably. Yeah, I hadn't thought of it that way, but yes, definitely. Um, mm. There will be pauses. I'm in a state of mind with morphine that sometimes I lose my track.
Yes, the pauses are absolutely fine, Lottie, really. Yeah.
Um, Yes, yesterday evening when I told a few people what the diagnosis was, what the latest diagnosis was, I don't ask the consultant to tell me about times because he knows and I know that it's all guesswork. And I'm not in the guessing game, and neither is he now. And I was driven home by quite a talkative person. And so that was quite good in a way because I didn't have to engage too much with her. And she enabled me to move from this is going to be difficult to tell to some people in my life, right? But in some ways, it's easy to tell if I am holding on to the feeling that it's all part of the process.
Yeah.
I've shared with you in the process of wonderful things that have happened. Like, I can't remember any of them now, of course, but it's been amazing. And I would like to put in here that my lodger is here. He's a godsend. He really is, because nobody else would have free care from 24 hours a day. I mean, he's not here 24 hours a day, but it's reliable, pretty much reliable, that he'll be around. And so if I did need urgent help, he would help. But he has a very, very strongly held view. Well, partly the strongly held view is that he's always right. That's a bit difficult to get past sometimes. But the other one is, this is the way I do it. Try that, that'll work. Works for me. And so that happened this morning when I spoke to him about it. And I said to him, I said, if you want to think like that, that's fine. But I need to go forward on the line that I'm on. He went outside and smoked a cigarette, and I stayed indoors and sobbed. And he went out for a while and he came back and he sat down and he said, I'd really like to try and understand where you are, what you're doing, what's happening for you. And that is an absolute first. And what a miracle, and what just when I needed it. Yes. The last lesson in the book that I will always, I've lost the words now, I say them every day. This holy instant would I give to you. Yeah. And the rest, all of the rest. I have been so strongly on the guidance thing that help is always there for me. I can always turn to spirit, and it becomes stronger and stronger and stronger. And I didn't even realize that was guidance when I said what I said to him, because I had thought afterwards, oh dear, that was an opportunity to actually get through to him. And I actually did. Spirit managed that.
So maybe I can say here, without going into details, you have talked a time or two about your lodger, haven't you, in our sessions? You have brought him, and it's always been a gift for the group, because your attitude has been of choosing forgiveness, wanting to look deeper, wanting to see the situation more clearly. And again, without giving any details, at the worldly level, he's been a challenging chap, hasn't he?
Been a classroom.
Yes. And so sitting here, I'm really enjoying the demonstration of how the healing process works. We don't offer forgiveness so that we get a comeback later on. That's not forgiveness. However, if we practice forgiveness, then the fruits of that can be beyond our wildest thoughts. And for your lodger to be available to offer care and then sit down and say, I'd like to know how it is for you, that I would see as a beautiful and timely fruit of your earlier forgiveness. So
absolutely,
really acknowledging you for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I spoke to him about the love, and he started to speak about how he'd experienced love. And I took the opportunity of saying, well, it was utterly guided, actually, because I didn't know what to say. But he was talking about his auntie who had been wonderful and loving with him. And I said, yes, you have been very fortunate in life for having that beautiful relationship with your auntie. I said, what I'm talking about is not human love.
Mm.
And it's that brings me to tears. The fact that I am surrounded by love that we cannot understand on a human level.
Mm.
And I feel that has really perhaps taken some root in him. And I feel that that's been really helpful. And what an opportunity.
Yeah, yeah. You've talked before about nurses coming to check you out and do what they do when someone has been given a terminal diagnosis. And you've said something along the lines of, they've said, oh, people don't normally respond like that. Is that right? Am I understanding that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And how she had talked in a meeting about it, where there was a gathering of palliative care nurses and chaplains, and how the chaplain said, "Oh, never heard of that. Right, I must look that up." And everybody else was saying, "Yes, we must look it up too, because it's obviously really helpful." So it really seemed as if that was a nice ripple going out in the pond of spreading
Yeah.
the word about Course in Miracles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what a demonstration you are of there being no limit to the mind practicing forgiveness. It's not, oh, I've had this diagnosis and I need to collapse into myself and just look after myself and do the best for myself, myself, myself. You've had a entirely different take on the situation of how can this be helpful? Presumably, how can this be helpful to the mind dreaming its Lottie? But how can it be helpful for other minds?
Mm-hmm.
And you've had witnesses of that at work. And, I'm smiling because when we met in April, we had this wonderful opportunity for a chat before everybody arrived at the London retreat. And you didn't know whether you'd be able to come because this was the beginning of April and you'd had your diagnosis the beginning of March. So it was all very new and 6 weeks to 6 months. And, ooh, but we had this wonderful opportunity to talk. And then it wasn't known. It might have been 6 weeks. And yet the smile now is, where are we? 24th of October.
I
And you're
think it's
still
the
going
8th month.
and you're still going strong with a tremendous willingness to share for the good of all.
And I suppose that's what's happened this morning, is that willingness has grown sort of explosively. Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
It's funny, my son and his family have just been to Japan and they visited Hiroshima. And they sent a few pictures. And I said, they always contain all the family. And I said, can we just have some pictures of Japan? And yes, he commented on how they really grasped peace and tried to extend peace. And it really struck a chord with me. Yeah, that's what life is all about, really. So gathering everyone into one, and the one that we always have been and always are,
Yeah.
but with realization. Yeah.
Yes. Letting it being this life be a reflection. That's what I'm hearing you say, a
Yeah.
reflection of our true oneness, which is beyond our physicality, of course, but we can choose to have it represented in our
Yes.
thoughts and in the outward picture of those thoughts. So do you have anything to say to anybody who might be newly diagnosed or newly in a very challenging worldly situation? Is there anything with your 8 months worth of experience that you would have found helpful back at the beginning that you can now say and might be helpful for others?
For me, the thing that was the most helpful was being rooted in A Course in Miracles and having a number of quite close miracle friends that I have never met in the flesh, in form, but making new contacts all the time. There's one thing I did want to put in here when we were talking about the ripples going outwards. Course in Miracles speaks a lot about the light in us. And I have loads and loads of people around me. I have lots of close friends and neighbours, and they greet me and, how are you, and so on. But you look so well. And it's only just recently that it's occurred to me, the lights come on in me, that actually what they're seeing is the light.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So show your light would be what I would say to people.
Yes. The light isn't dimmed, is it, by
No.
physicality?
Don't let it be dimmed. That take your own, take yourself in charge with guidance. Guidance is key. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's probably a lot easier to say as a Course in Miracles student as it is to just anybody on the street. But but I've met a lot of new friends who are definitely affected by what I've studied and so on. And an old friend who has said, no, Course in Miracles is not for me. No, I'm got ADHD. I can't focus on anything long enough, and I wouldn't be reading that. And so many times just recently, she said, you keep saying that. She said, I get it now. So, the drip drip effect is really helpful. Don't put it away because someone doesn't want it.
Right. And the course is all drip drip, isn't it? It keeps drip dripping to help us get it. Yeah. Yes.
And I'm not saying that I've got it, but I've benefited so much from this.
Yeah. So what I hear is you dedicating the experience to holy purpose, and that dedication carrying the day. It's allowing, it seems to me, deep, 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 deep healing in the mind. We say the mind dreaming it's Lottie. And that's what's really going on. Deep, 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 deep healing in the mind that's dreaming it's Lottie. And the pictures of that are others receiving healing from it.
Yes.
Yes. And of course we can see it also that there are other minds and they are also choosing healing. And they have a picture of Lottie in their mind and ideas of Lottie approaching this illness in a particular way, which is very, very helpful.
Perhaps that's another little light coming on to my reluctance to going online to do this, because they have to see in the form. Switch the sound off. No, don't switch the sound off. Switch the picture off.
Well, I would say that the picture is supremely helpful because you do indeed look very well. You're full of smiles. You're not, I don't know whether you have lost weight, but you don't look shrunken. No, no. It is not, your diagnosis is not visible in the picture.
No.
In the physical picture. Yeah.
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 And it's not a pretense. I've
No.
often accused myself in the past of pretense, but this definitely isn't it.
That's very clear.
Mm.
Yeah. So at the moment, are you you have the lodger to help you when needed, but are you basically self-sufficient? Are you still looking
No,
after yourself?
I'm still using the washing machine and hanging the washing out. That's any guide.
Yes. Yes.
I'm starting to think I'm going to have to ask other people to do some shopping. Yeah.
Okay. But basically, life is continuing as before
Not
to some
quite as
extent.
before.
No,
No.
but there is still, yeah, anyway, this is not
Mhm.
important.
Well, the thing that was coming to me as you were saying that was this morning when the tears came, I thought this feels like the last step. If I've been, if you like, a sort of miracles bucket list, this feels like the last step.
Okay. Okay.
And so don't don't expect it to be very long before the news comes through. Mm.
Okay. How do you feel as you say that?
Wonderful.
Yeah, yeah. I'm so happy that we have this opportunity to record you uh, in such a good space. I know that might sound a bit crazy, but in such a good space in your mind. And that is certainly how I will remember you after the news has come.
And as I've said before, let there be rejoicing.
Yes, yes, you heard it here. Let there be rejoicing.
Yeah, yeah.
So is there anything else, Lottie, before we close that you'd like to say or share?
Nothing comes to me. The guidance is it's complete. Yes.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay, yeah.
So we can stop the recording now.
So I will stop the recording. Don't go away, but I will stop the recording. In such gratitude, Lottie, for being willing to share. Ooh.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to get my hands together, but I can't. But there's a thank you there.
Okay. I shall stop the recording now.